Urine therapy is something like that. And I started drinking, and I noticed that urine is just tastes like water. If I am on water fast every day for a day, my urine tastes just like water. Nobody, it's clear. You cannot see anything. If I was eating fruits, I could taste the taste of fruits. So it's just as what I'm putting into the body, it's coming out of the body, and it's a closed loop. So the system is able to make adjustments on the fly. You know the real time data, what is going on inside the closed loop system, which is our body. And then when you're putting that output of that system, which is the urine, back into the system, you're giving the body feedback of what does it need to change to perform at an optimum level.
So you can pretty much recycle the whole vitamins and the whole minerals that you're losing in your body by just drinking your pee again.
Yeah.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to my show. My name is Felipe Calvo-Montero. We're going to have a special guest today, Dr. Pritam Poddar. He's a PhD in engineering and a doctor in philosophy, and we're going to talk about urine therapy. Enjoy the show. People say, like, how can this be good for me or medicinal? Because there's a lot of toxins and poisonous stuff coming through the urine. So, and I couldn't really give a quite good answer about this.
Back in India, when I was growing up, I used to see people use cow dungs, like the waste of cow, to make fuel. And cow urine was also used to treat diseases like jaundice. Like I had a disease called jaundice when I was a child, and I was given cow urine to drink. And I got better with it eventually. Like it healed me. So I had not thought about that. And then I saw a National Geographic show where some yogi in California mountains was teaching people to drink their urine. And I thought that was fascinating. If National Geographic is doing a show on a man like this man must have some kind of credibility. I started reading more about the topic, and we found out that we have a perception about urine that it's a waste product of the body. But usually that is not the case, because what removes waste from the food and what we drink is the liver, not the kidneys. The kidneys, their function is to regulate the water content, the mineral content in the body, right? And there is no fridge in the body where we can store extra minerals and extra water. It has to be kept out of the body. So the kidneys regulate that, and all the extra food, extra minerals that are in our blood, urine is just purified blood, like the extra contents in the blood that we don't need at that moment, and the body has to throw them out because, like I said, there's no refrigerator in the body where you can store those things. So that's another perception of urine that many people take. And that is why I think how urine can be useful to us if we view that from that perspective.
There's always toxins, or there's no toxins at all in the urine.
I would go back to where are the toxins coming from? Like, are you drinking or eating poisons every day? If you are eating good things, if you're eating right, if you are drinking right fluids, then where are the toxins coming from? They won't just appear magically in our body. Well, we are putting good things, and the good things are what is coming out of the urine. Well, if you're eating poison, then of course poison is going to come out of your urine. But are you doing that?
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is that depends on your diet and your lifestyle. That's going to be a factor of the quality of your urine.
Yeah. I mean, I have noticed this, right? If you are going to eat McDonald's every day, your urine is going to taste terrible and smell terrible.
But what is inside the urine that is beneficial for the body, or is medicine?
Urine is something that has been tapped by many pharmaceutical companies for a long, long time. And if you ask me about the chemical compositions, well, I cannot give you the details. I know there is urea in it. I know there's all vitamins and other minerals in it. But what we think that urine has the medicinal benefit because of how it works, the urine therapy. If you apply it orally or take it orally or apply it on the skin, it's a feedback to the body of what's happening inside the body. So the body is able to respond better than external treatments that have no connection with the body.
What is your personal experience with urine therapy?
So I tried it. I am curious. I am fearless when it comes to new concepts, trying out new concepts. So I jumped all in. I started and went on for a year, 2 years consistently doing it. My I was not dealing with any chronic situations at that point, but I did notice what they. I read a couple of books. There is a very popular book called Water of Life that's by someone called Mr. Armstrong, and he was a doctor himself, physician himself, and he did a lot of case studies on his patients with urine therapy. So if you read the book, The Water of Life, you can see those case studies. My personal experience was, yeah, I saw my dandruff. I had a dandruff problem. I applied urine, and you would be amazed at the moisturizing property of urine. Like how well it moisturizes the skin. I cannot, you cannot buy anything outside that will moisturize your skin like that.
Do you just apply it? Do you were drinking it, or how was that?
I
Mhm.
was drinking my urine. Drinking is something that I wanted to try because the idea of it was so tabooed, and I like it discussing on topics that people are very skeptical about. People say no, this is a no, we cannot do this. So there's always a truth behind those topics that people are not willing to explore. So urine therapy is something like that. And I started drinking, and I noticed that urine is just tastes like water. If I am on water fast every day for a day, my urine tastes just like water. It's clear. You cannot see anything in it, any color in it. It doesn't smell anything. And depending on how I added my food, if I was eating fruits, I could taste the taste of fruits. So it's just as what I'm putting into the body, it's coming out of the body, and it's a closed loop. Like in engineering, I'm an engineer, like closed feedback loop. If you want to improve a system, you put a closed loop where the output, what you are getting, you are studying that output and giving feedback from that output back into the input. So it's a closed loop. So the system is able to make adjustments on the fly. You know the real time data, what is going on inside the closed loop system, which is our body. And then when you're putting that output of that system, which is the urine, back into the system, you're giving the body feedback of what does it need to change to perform at an optimum level.
So you can pretty much recycle the whole vitamins and the whole minerals that you're losing in your body by just drinking your pee again.
Of course, drinking, if your body is getting the right nutrition, you're going to look younger. It also, because of its moisturizing properties, urine does help in looking young too. Like your wrinkles on your skin don't come uh, up to much later age, right? Because your skin is so well moisturized. So one other thing that I tried was I was getting some. I don't need glasses to
Mhm.
read or see at a distance, but I was getting some blurry. Like my vision was not 100%. So I started washing my eyes with urine for 3 weeks, and I saw uh, clarity in my vision after doing that. Like it was my vision became more clear. So that is some properties of urine that I read in books and I practiced it. Again, I am not like a doctor who will prescribe urine therapy. I'm just a practitioner. I cannot teach that to anybody, but I know the resources, and these resources are no secret. Anybody can access them. So they can go and access the resources, do their own research, and if something they feel that they want to change, and if urine can help it, why not? It's a free resource, you already have it. We just have some mental blocks that don't allow us to take advantage of what we already have. So if we just remove the mental block, I think we can live a much more healthier life.
Do you have to drink this every day just to stay like to get the beneficial properties, the medicinal properties of the urine therapy?
Some people adopt it as a lifestyle. Some people adopt it for a certain period of time to cure something or heal themselves of something. So once, like, you might start washing your eyes with urine and your vision gets cleared, then you won't feel the need to keep on doing it. So it depends on what you are trying to achieve. Some people, because they have seen the benefit of what it has done for them want to continue doing that for the rest of their life. There are people like that too in the urine therapy community. So depending on what you want to achieve is how you need to use it. Uh, I was not trying to uh, cure any chronic illness. I didn't have, by God's grace, any chronic illness. But I have been contacted by people who had chronic illness. Okay. And they were asking me, they had, like, for example, someone contacted me through LinkedIn about their father was 70 years old. He had cancer. And doctors said that at his age and physical condition, they are not going to do chemotherapy on him. That's too risky. So he was asking me, he had seen my TED talk, read about human therapy, but he was still in doubt whether to take his father to a urine therapy practitioner. He had identified there were some practitioners, but he was still trying to get all the information. He contacted me. I said, yeah, go for it. Like, I have tried it myself. I know at least that I am still alive and I have seen an improvement in my health. So I think it's safe. If you feel up for it, go to a practitioner who can advise you. So he went and I followed up, and I found out about 6 months, 7 months later that his father had actually been taking advice from a licensed trainer, and his health had been improving.
How is the health condition of this person right now?
Right now, I am not in touch with them. But recently, something else also happened was I shared these books with someone, a friend who had his kidneys were failing. So they were at 50% when he was notified by his doctor that something is wrong. And then last time he did a reading, it was 29%. Yeah, with blood work, you can measure some component of your blood work that tells you how well your kidneys are functioning. So he tried it. He tried it for 1 month, and 1 month later, he got a blood work, and it tested at 38%. So there was a 9% improvement. Again, these are not exact numbers. Blood work cannot give you exact numbers, but a close approximation of what is going on and how it can help you.
I think I read or I heard that there you can find stem cells in the urine. Um, could be this a factor of regeneration for the organs?
What did you read? You have to tell me about this. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I was reading that you can find a very little amount of stem cells in the urine, and this is one of the reasons why it's very beneficial, especially for the organs or for repairing some damage or tissues in the body.
Again, it all depends on if somebody is looking for it or not. If they are looking for it, if they stumble upon this information, will they act on it? It is. Uh, I was open minded. If somebody like you, Philip, was open minded, you told me on your hair, and then if you see any improvements in your vision after you try it on your eyes, definitely share this. That is how I think the awareness is going to increase, that this is something that is available to us, which is uh, much more efficient, I would say, in a lot of cases than other options available out there. So why not use it?
I have used it because I was living in the jungle for 1 year in 2020, and I got bitten by a mosquito is leaving a parasite and is eating your flesh, and this is called papalomoyo, and this is very common in the Caribbean side of Costa Rica where I'm living, and I have this wound who was open for pretty much like over a month, and it was not really healing. It was just getting worse. And I started a fasting, just like a raw coconut fasting, and I did it for 22 days at the end. But in the first week, I just started. I met a woman who started applying her own pee just in my wound, and it healed in 5 days. I had this wound open for over a month, and in 5 days, it just healed with the pee of somebody else. I was really helpless at the moment. I didn't know how to heal this, and I just said like, "Yeah, let's try it," because I'm very open to this, and it just worked. And at that moment, I never tried my own water, my own urine. But this was like aha moment where I said like, okay, what's going on here? How is it possible that hearing from somebody else is curing me a wound that has been open for a month and I cannot heal it with anything? As you said, this is very well used in the pharmaceutical industry. But besides that, is there any spiritual or mind awakening process and the time that you are like open to try your own hearing for a healing purpose?
There is this text called Shivambu Kalpa, and it's an ancient text from India. There was Shiva, and Shiva is said to be the originator of yoga, like the first person who practiced yoga.
Mm,
And then he was the one, nobody knows when he was born, like prehistoric figure. And is having a conversation with his wife Parvati about the benefits of urine. Parvati is asking, humans have so many ailments. They are taking a human birth and they have these disease, have to deal with so many physical ailments. There's danger from the environment. How do they survive all of that? Like be healthy through all of that.
mm,
And that is when Shiva tells her about you have to learn the properties of urine
mm,
and how to use it properly. And he talks about urine therapy, like drinking your urine, and also things like this, like when you are bitten by a snake or something, or how you can use your own urine to heal from
mm,
those environmental damages that happen to your body. So I think reading text like that, be it ancient text or more modern books like Water of Life, that can certainly help open people's minds to getting this new perspective. I know there are also ancient texts from Egypt that talked about it.
mm.
So you have to choose. There's so much out there, but also I have some uh, inhibitions about looking at things from the internet. There is internet has whatever you are looking for, you will find in the internet.
Mm.
If you look for urine therapy is bad, you will find that information. If you want to find that it's good, you will find that information. But it's very important to read from actual text, be it modern or prehistoric text, to find out what are people who have credibility talk about it. Like for modern books, it has been peer reviewed, it has been read by a publisher. A lot of people have filtered through it to to publish information that is credible. So it's kind of hard to find credible information, but it's available. And go through the credible sources of information rather from random things from the internet. And once people read this text, read these stories, they will understand and know the stories of what people have been doing for centuries. Urine
Mm.
therapy is not a new thing. Centuries, and people are even practicing it now. So that might give them a perspective to remove that mental blockage.
After all what you have experimented with urine therapy in yourself and the benefits that you have been experiencing, would you recommend the people to try this in case of diseases and that they're looking for a new way to heal themselves?
If you read the book Water of Life, he was a doctor, publisher, the author, and he does a lot of case studies. If someone is looking to heal from a disease, definitely read that book and see if you can find somebody credible who can give you advice. And also, to remain healthy, I take supplements. I take my vitamins, I take my minerals. And people do things to stay healthy because most people know that our bodies and minds are assets. These are the only tools we have to perform in the world. If these tools don't perform efficiently, we cannot perform efficiently in this world. So people who are self-aware, they invest in keeping their bodies healthy. And for them, if they come across this piece of information, I am sure that they will be open to it.
I think this is a topic that is very, very interesting and is something that is being very taboo for a long time or for many people, and I really believe this is something that could be very beneficial for a lot of people. I've been trying it myself, so I just can speak from my own personal experience and healing some kind of parasites and dandruff. And I haven't tried in my eyes, but this could be something very interesting to try and experiment. And yeah, it could be maybe something very beneficial for a lot of people. So I really appreciate this. Thank you so much for all this information.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure talking to you, Philip, today.